Seth Rollins wants one real WrestleMania. Main event, Nikki Bella. Reason for coming back, could Triple H sabotage? R-Truth, Triple H accused of lying about R-Truth. Return Gunther message to Jay. Uso BIANCA BELAIR set for SUMMERSLAM. Return The Undertaker undergoes heart surgery after WrestleMania 41. Rhea Ripley shares MITB ladder match experience. Before that, subscribe to WrestleBuzz. And now let's talk about it. Seth Rollins wants one real WrestleMania main event. Appearing on the Up Adams show with Kay Adams, Rollins opened up about what's left on his WWE bucket list. And it's not about titles or rivalries. It's about legacy. For him, that means being the true marquee of the biggest night in wrestling. Not night 1, night 2. One thing I have not done is main event night 2 of WrestleMania. I've main evented night 1 a couple times. I've not main evented night 2. For me, that last spot on the final night is the real main event of the show, so I would love to do that. Now you saw my Money in the Bank win from 11 years ago. I parlayed that into cashing in at the main event of WrestleMania 31, but I was not part of it. I had to insert myself via the contract. I would like to be on the marquee as the guy that is going to finish the show that everyone is paying to see. That's the one for me. Rollins already made history with his shocking WrestleMania 31 cash-in, but in his mind, that doesn't count. That wasn't his match. That wasn't his moment. He wants to close the show for real, with his name on the card and the world watching just for him. Nikki Bella reason for coming back this week on Raw. Nikki stepped back into the spotlight but was quickly met by Liv Morgan. The moment turned intense fast. After a heated exchange, Liv dropped the Hall of Famer with an oblivion, making a brutal statement that Nikki's comeback wasn't going to be easy. But there's more to Nikki's return than just stepping back into the ring. On the Nikki Bree show, she opened up about what really pushed her to lace up the boots again. This time, it's personal, not about proving anything to the world. I said back in the day, because we had improved so much and we were fighting for women's wrestling and we wanted the world to have eyes on it and have the respect and appreciation. And so back in the day, I was trying to prove stuff to everyone. It was proving everything to everyone of what we can do, what I can do, being the champ, being a tag team, whatever it was. It was all about proving everything to everyone else. And I told everyone, I go, this time around, it's about proving something to myself. And that is truly what this comeback and this run is for me. And this new era is like proving things to myself. This isn't just nostalgia. This is Nikki chasing her own unfinished business. Could Triple H sabotage? R-Truth's WWE return was supposed to be a feel-good moment, but behind the scenes, it might be more complicated than it seems. On Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw, Vince Russo raised eyebrows when he suggested that Triple H might not be fully behind Truth's comeback. Speaking with Dr. Chris Featherstone, Russo broke down how R-Truth was initially released, only to be brought back after fan backlash forced WWE's hand. But here's where things get murky. When asked if Triple H might purposely sabotage R-Truth's return since it wasn't his decision, Russo didn't hold back. Absolutely. If it wasn't Triple H's call, absolutely. I've seen that a million times over. When it's not my idea but somebody else's, I'm going to make sure it falls flat. I've seen it a million times before, man. Russo didn't say it is happening, but based on his experience, he's seen it play out just like this way too often in the industry. Meanwhile, R-Truth's already embracing change. He's shed his signature look and adopted a fresh identity as Ron Killings, bringing a new energy to his latest run. Whether that momentum lasts or fizzles out may depend on what happens behind closed doors. Triple H accused of lying about R-Truth return. On the latest episode of The Wrestling Time Machine with Mac Davis, Teddy Long didn't hold back when asked about R-Truth's return and the story surrounding it. Triple H recently claimed that Truth's release and re-debut as Ron Killings were all part of a planned storyline, but according to Long, that's not what really happened, and he's not buying what the game is selling. I am gonna say this to you right now. If I am wrong, I will come on and I'll apologize, and I'll be wrong, but I have no intentions of ever believing that this was a work, okay? Because I heard R-Truth's son come. Right after that, his own kid came out and said that it wasn't a work. So the only thing I believe, and this is my opinion, that they did it, but it backfired. Teddy's convinced WWE didn't plan any of this and only brought Truth back because of the backlash from fans and possibly from inside the locker room too. Whether Triple H's press conference comments were just spin or part of the plan remains up for debate. But when legends like Teddy Long start calling it out, it's hard to ignore. Gunther message to Jey Uso. Gunther didn't just win back the World Heavyweight Championship, he made sure Jey Uso felt it. This week on Raw, Jey Uso lost the title he had won in the biggest moment of his singles career. After beating Gunther at WrestleMania 41 to capture his first ever singles world title, Jey stood tall, but just months later, the ring general flipped the script. Gunther shared the final moments of his win on Instagram, but it wasn't the video that had people talking. It was the cold 3-word caption that came with it. Reality settled in. It was a direct shot at the former champ. Short, sharp, and completely in character for Gunther, who's known for letting his in-ring work do the talking. This marks Gunther's second run with the World Heavyweight Championship. His first reign started at SummerSlam 2024 after he dethroned Damian Priest, thanks to an unexpected assist from Finn Balor, who betrayed his Judgment Day partner during the match. Now, with the gold back around his waist, Gunther's message is loud and clear. Fairy tales don't last forever. BIANCA BELAIR, set for SummerSlam return. BIANCA BELAIR might be back just in time for WWE's biggest party of the summer. The EST of WWE has been out of action since suffering a legit injury at WrestleMania 41, where she battled Rhea, Ripley, and Io Sky in a triple threat for the Women's World Championship. While the match was explosive, it came at a cost. BELAIR revealed during an April 25th backstage interview that she broke her fingers during the high-stakes clash. Because of that injury, she's been kept off TV, and WWE's creative had to pivot. According to PW Insider via Wrestling News Co., BELAIR was originally lined up for a major role in the Naomi and Jade Cargill storyline, but with her sidelined, those plans had to be reworked. The good news? Her recovery is reportedly right on schedule. All signs now point to BELAIR making her return just before or at SummerSlam 2025, happening August 2nd and 3rd. That would line up with a 3-month rehab window from WrestleMania, giving her time to heal and gear up for a major return. The Undertaker undergoes heart surgery after WrestleMania 41. While Mark Calloway was there to support his wife Michelle McCool's Hall of Fame induction, few knew what he was privately battling. It turns out the 60-year-old wrestling icon had been dealing with a heart condition, and it couldn't wait any longer. On the 6 Feet Under with Mark Calloway podcast, Michelle McCool opened up and revealed that The Undertaker underwent heart surgery the very next day after WrestleMania. You want to talk about how I saved your life? I think it's important for people to know. When people came up to me to congratulate me and asked how I was doing, I was almost in tears. I'd say, I'm okay, but they could tell I wasn't. They thought it was because of the speech, but it was really because of the heart issues you were having just weeks earlier. We found out by the grace of God, it was a total God thing, but it was terrifying. And the day we got back from WrestleMania, the very next morning at 6 a.m., we were in the hospital for a bit of heart surgery, McCool said. Rhea Ripley shares MITB ladder match experience. At the 2025 Money in the Bank Premium Live event, Rhea Ripley stepped into her very first women's Money in the Bank ladder match, alongside Stephanie Baker, Roxanne Perez, Julia, Alexa Bliss, and Naomi. Ripley went to war in one of WWE's most dangerous match types, and while Naomi ultimately walked away with the briefcase, Ripley walked away with a new level of respect for the pain that comes with it. Speaking to Complex Sports, the former women's world champion opened up about what really went through her mind while competing in that 6-woman collision. There were a lot of things going through my mind out there. I was just honestly trying not to die. I've never been in a ladder match before, like ever. So getting hit with ladders, falling on ladders, getting covered in ladders, sandwiched in ladders, they are a lot stiffer, and obviously you would think that they are pretty hard, but they just trump anything that you are thinking. They're so much harder and painful than you could comprehend. So I was just trying to survive at that point, Ripley said. It might not have ended with a briefcase, but it certainly proved Ripley's toughness.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more wrestling news and rumors, and WrestleBuzz will be back soon. See you soon.